Welcome back, folks, to the Membership Machine Show. This is episode 95. In this episode, we're going to be talking about should you use a membership plugin or should you use a LMS plugin, a learning management system plugin, if you're looking to build your membership community focused website on WordPress. As you know, we look at all the solutions, but we recommend WordPress because of digital ownership reasons and design changes and just the flexibility and power that WordPress offers. So before we go in this great subject, Kirk, would you like to quickly introduce yourself to the new listeners and viewers?
Sure. Kurt Von Onen, owner of Mañana No Mas. And we just really focus on membership and learning websites and working with folks like you at WP-Tonic and the good folks at Lifter LMS.
Right, that's fantastic. Like I say, we're going to be looking at this subject. It causes a lot of confusion. I've got my own opinions about this, strong opinions. I'm not saying that I'm totally right. It's not a black and white question, but I think I can give you some honest guidance. And I'm sure Kirk has his own opinions as well. But before we go into this great show, I've got a message from one of our major sponsors. We will be back in a few moments, folks.
Hi there, e-commerce store owner. At Omnisend, we help more than 100,000 e-commerce customers just like you sell their products. We're an all-in-one email and SMS marketing platform that helps you reach your customers, grow your audience, and increase sales. In fact, our customers have seen incredible results with Omnisend, averaging $72 in revenue for every single dollar spent. And if you ever have a question, our award-winning customer support team is available 24/7 every single day. That's one of the reasons we have more than 6,000 glowing reviews and ratings all across the web. So get started with Omnisend today and start growing your business with better email and SMS marketing.
We're coming back, folks. I also want to point out we've got a fabulous resource for you, a course that shows you how to build a membership community focused website on WordPress from the beginning to end. It's done by Kirk himself. It's a fantastic resource. We're offering it at a reduced discount if you go to the WP-Tonic deal page. Plus, we've got some special offers from the sponsors, plus a curated list of the best WordPress plugins and services that enable you to quickly build a membership website on WordPress. What more could you ask for? To get all these goodies, all you have to do is go over to wp-tonic.com/deals, wp-tonic.com/deals, and all the goodies are there. Right, let's go straight into it. So I must be asked this quite regularly. Should I use a membership plugin or LMS? And I understand the question because if anybody does a search on Google about this, they will get 1,000 different answers on every page. And a lot of these pages are people that are selling membership plugins or learning management systems. If you are looking to build a real business based on e-learning and you've got real plans, I would have no hesitation in saying to you that you should use a LMS, and definitely that should be Lifter LMS, because the core, which is totally free, and with the addition of one add-on plugin that I think will cost you around $120 to $150, you can be quickly up and running and selling your courses really quite easily. And I don't think for the flexibility, future-proofing, and just having all that value that Lifter LMS offers, it can be beaten. What do you reckon, Kirk?
Well, so many people come from so many different use cases, and you tackled part of the question and directed towards Lifter, which I completely agreed with. Out of the learning platforms that I've been able to be involved with firsthand, Lifter is the one that has those really well integrated content restriction tools that a membership plugin is really known for. So I think that's one of the strongest things that points in that direction.
Yeah, but there's always another side of this.
Oh, when I said all use cases, I see some people use a membership plugin so that they can get access to a course that's actually hosted in like Google Docs somewhere. I mean, there's a million ways to do things, but I think the goal is to simplify it and what's going to drive revenue for you and create stability.
Yeah, but there are scenarios, folks, that you might not want to utilize something like Lifter LMS or LearnDash or all the ones that we're going to be talking about. You just got a really very simple course. You don't want to use a SaaS because you're happy with WordPress. If that's the case, I would probably look at a plugin. But the thing is, some of these membership plugins are quite complicated and powerful themselves, almost as complicated and to set up than looking at a learning management system. It doesn't, there are, so if somebody was saying to you that they're committed to using a membership plugin, are there any that come to mind that you would recommend, Kurt?
Well, you know, I'm already kind of partial to one, but that's just because I interact with the people so much.
Well,
and
go for it.
That's Paid Membership Pro.
Fantastic membership plugin.
And then, of course, you know, I was friends with Thomas when he was working at MemberPress for a little bit, and I got some exposure there, and that seemed like a fairly solid thing. And then you and I have both experimented with Sure Members, and we've just used that on a client site very successfully.
They are the free leaders, in my opinion. There's a load of others. Some of them are fantastic, but they're the three that if somebody said they wouldn't want to use a learning management system, they want to use a membership plugin, I don't think you're going to go wrong with either of those. There is a fourth, and that's MemberDash. That's part of the people that have built LearnDash. I actually would still use, even with LearnDash, I would use the three that we've mentioned but it's not saying that MemberDash is terrible. I just don't have any direct experience with it, so I'm hesitant to recommend anything that I've not used myself. All the three that Kirk has mentioned, I've utilised them. MemberPress, I didn't use that. I haven't used that for quite a while, but it's got a great team. So, but those three, they're not cheap either. The best value is SurePress. I'm getting it mixed up. SureMember, and it integrates with SureCart, which is a total alternative to WooCommerce, and they offer a great free level package, and it works really well with SureMember, and that's another attraction. But it's all swings and roundabouts, folks. Now, if you are going to look at a learning management system, really, let's start off with Lifter LMS, and you can buy individual add-on plugins. The one that will enable you to sell courses is their Stripe. They do offer PayPal. I would just start with the Stripe. It will cover you. If you're in North America or Europe, you're going to be able to just utilize that. If you're in another part of the world, you might have to just look at PayPal, because Stripe won't cover your actual geo area. I think both are between 120 and 150 if you need to use. They do.
Yeah,
Go on,
and
sorry.
I'm going to sound a little bit like a commercial here. They've been running this 50% off on the first year of access sale for a while, and so it says $150 a year, but you get the first year for $75.
Yeah, I always quote on the normal prices, but that's a great point. It's a great deal, folks, because you get an enormous amount of functionality with the core free product of Lifter LMS. It's ridiculously powerful out the gate, and I don't think you're going to go wrong. Another great solution is LearnDash. For historical reasons, they never had a way of selling subscriptions. You always used to have to use a third-party membership plugin. MemberPress used to be very tightly used with it. I think you can use your card. Then they developed their own, and I've just noticed recently they've removed that from the LearnDash page, pricing page. It used to be an option, and they're now selling MemberDash on its own page. It's not mentioned on the LearnDash prices page. I think it was causing confusion. I've never used it, and I'm not having a go at it. I just feel they were in a difficult position, because if they offered the solution integrated, it would upset their relationship with other membership plugins out there.
Yeah.
So I think they've been in a difficult position here. But that's the main thing. I don't think when it comes to functionality, core functionality, there's much difference between LearnDash and Lifter LMS. It's a UX taste thing. I think the complicated bit when it comes to LearnDash is that if you're going to sell subscriptions, you're going to have to get a membership plugin to really do it. That's why it can get a little bit more confusing than Lifter LMS. Would you agree with that?
I absolutely agree. When we talk to clients, because the part that I try to remember is, who are we talking to today? Like, who's interested in what we're actually speaking about? And it's people that mainly haven't done it before, right? Like, if we were talking to people that were already in our circles, they'd be like, oh yeah, I got you, Kurt. I know what you're talking about. But when you're talking to new folks, I try to focus on simplicity, the most direct answer to your goal, the most, and Lifter LMS comes out of the gate with those things ready. It already does subscriptions. It already does, if you have the Stripe add-on, and it just works. Whereas if you have to cobble together a couple of extra Lego blocks to make something work, it adds complexity. But to your point, and I want to be fair in this, I've got clients on LearnDash, and the actual course and lesson structure and the delivery of content, that is all, on par. There's nothing substandard about that at all.
No, and some people
It's
like
very
it,
good.
and to be honest about it, some people like it a lot more than the Lifter way of doing it. I don't think there's a lot of difference. I think it's just pure styling and UX design, slight differences, but I think fundamentally, I don't think the outcome is much different from Lifter LMS and LearnDash. It's just that with LearnDash, you're going to have a third-party membership plugin.
Yeah.
You could say, oh yeah, but you're going to have to get an add-on with Lifter LMS. Well, it just adds that linkage to Stripe. It's a lot simpler to get your head around than a whole membership plugin.
And it's an automatic integration. It's nothing that you have to figure out or source or look up directions on. You click the button and it works.
And you're gonna have to do the same with LearnDash. They've got a free Stripe. It's a free add-on. in LearnDash, but you got to get that Stripe that free add-on in LearnDash to get the connection anyway. So to me, it's a different, easier setup. Let's go on to another one before we go for a break, because this is going to be a short show. Tutor LMS really come on the scene. It's got a free product. The thing with it is that if you want to take subscriptions, and I'm pretty sure I'm about this, you're going to have to use WooCommerce if you want to do the subscription. And if you're happy with that, it works fine. But a lot of people don't like that. You know, I used to oscillate with this, but being that we offer Shore member, and it really works well with Shorecart, if they not happy with the Lifter LMS, they want a bit extra, we recommend that. And then if they're got sophisticated or very customizable needs, then we'll look at WooCommerce. But Tutor's a great solution, and they offer a free product. But if you're going to need to sell courses, you're going to have to use WooCommerce with it. Am I correct about that one?
I think that you are. I think everything you described was correct, and that WooCommerce subscriptions add-on. Did you quote the price? I didn't hear it. It's like $2.99 a year now, right?
It is.
Yeah. I think they just had a price increase. So that's always a strong consideration for me when I'm looking at a tech stack for a client and what their obligations are going forward.
And if you've got a mature up-and-coming membership website and you want to sell digital products and physical products, or you're using payment gateways that are different than Stripe and PayPal, you can have no problem with it. I'd like to point out, if you host with WP-Tonic, you get that as well if you want to use WooCommerce. But we offer a lot of different solutions as part of our hosting package. But it's got a really nice interface. I think it's very similar. I think all these three are very similar in some ways. The outcome, you're going to have no problem getting the outcome that you're looking for with either. It's more where you are in your WordPress, your membership business journey more than anything. Would you agree with that?
So far, the three that we've talked about have been very similar. Tutor LMS, to me, I hate to say it like this, but a lot of people from overseas seem to recommend Tutor LMS primarily as opposed to LearnDash or Lifter. When I talk to vendors and suppliers out of Bangladesh, Vietnam, Pakistan, Tutor LMS comes up a lot. And so I don't know if it's a regional thing. I can't put my finger on it. I'm not that level of an expert.
Because a lot of those areas, they can't use Stripe.
Yeah. And so I don't know what gateways they're hooking up to it, but Tutor's usually the first recommendation.
Yeah, but I think that's the reason. Because a lot of people, for understandable reasons, don't want to use PayPal because they're a nightmare to deal with. They just are, especially when you get chargebacks, which you're going to get with a membership website. They're not great people. They're not, and their subscription solution until recently has been a nightmare, and it took them years to bring out version 2.0, I think, or is it 3.0? I can't remember. It took them years to bring it out. It has come out. It's been out over a year now, I think. And it's a lot better. But in general, they're a bit of a nightmare to deal with if you've got a membership. But that's why I think a lot of the people that you've pointed out is that Stripe, I think it will work in certain African countries, but a lot of South America, a lot of the Indian subcontinent, the Far East, the Middle East, you can't use Stripe.
Yeah.
There's a certain degree of Eastern European countries it doesn't work with either, like Serbia, Montenegro. There's a number of those countries. Georgia, I don't think it works there either.
Yeah.
I think it works from North America, some parts of Africa, and most European countries that are part of the common market, and the UK, which is out the common market. I think you're fine there. Right, I think we're going to go for our middle break, and we're going to look at some of the other solutions out there. We will be back in a few moments, folks.
Tired of hosting providers that can't handle high traffic loads? Conversio is here to help. Our platform can handle any amount of traffic, all without slowing down or crashing. With immediate Slack support, performance optimization, and a team that thrives on resolving technical challenges, your e-commerce business is in safe hands. Learn more about Conversio at conversio.com.
This podcast episode is brought to you by Lifter LMS, the leading learning management system solution for WordPress. If you or your client are creating any kind of online course, training-based membership website, or any type of e-learning project, Lifter LMS is the most secure, stable, well-supported solution on the market. Go to lifterlms.com and save 20% at checkout with coupon code podcast20. That's podcast20. Enjoy the rest of your show.
Coming back, folks. I want to point out we've got a fabulous free resource to help you build your membership website on WordPress. And I think you should look at WordPress. It's driving 42 to 44% of the internet, of all websites. There's a reason why that is. And for ownership, you can't be beaten for the short, medium and long term in building your membership community website. Want to point out that this free resource is the Membership Machine Show Facebook group, where we have a mixture of WordPress professionals with people like you trying to build your membership website. Just go to Facebook, put the Membership Machine Show in the search, and the group page will come up and you can join for free. Please do. And it would be great that you do that. It would be a great sign that you're supporting the podcast. So let's move on to Zeni. Am I pronouncing it? I always struggled with
Sensei.
I always struggle with it. Sensei. It's developed by Automatic, the company behind WordPress. I'm not going to go through the relationship of Automatic with WordPress. It's complicated. For a long period, it was being updated, but it was dormant. They really weren't adding a lot of functionality to it. And a lot of people only looked at it because of its tight integration with WooCommerce. That's also owned by Automatic. About 2 years ago, they decided that they were going to invest more money into it, and especially its integration with Gutenberg. It's quite tight with its integration, which is a way of building WordPress websites. To me, they spent time on it, but for the past year, most of 24, I think it's been put on the back burner again. I think they've lost. I might be totally unfair about this, and I wouldn't. It's not terrible. The pricing, it's okay, but in no shape or form They do offer a free version, but what you get with Lifter's free version, I think Lifter is still much better value. It's not terrible, but it doesn't, in my opinion, it doesn't compare to the free that we talked about in the first half of the show. What's your own thoughts? Am I being unfair here, Kurt?
Well, it's another one of my comments that might bring some angst in the comments here. Sensei's the one for me that I have never seen success with a client in, ever. The when you go to their homepage and it's a nice looking homepage and they got great testimonials and pictures with sites that got 10,000 paying students and all this, but the user journey through this platform, it just doesn't seem intuitive. It just doesn't. There's like a missing element. I don't know if you call it design, user experience, UX.
I call it focus.
It is. And the clients that I have helped with this product, bar none, all of them had ended up becoming migrations from this product to another platform. And so that's not, I can't sit here and say that it doesn't work or say that it's junk. It's not. But when you compare it to the other three that we already discussed, I think you get a better student journey and a better administrative experience with the students in the other platforms than you do with Sensei. I think you get more control over some of the content, the way it looks, the way it delivers. And I think the students are happier in different platforms.
Yeah, it's more to do with the parent company, Automatic, which are great people, but they've just got too much going on. They've got too many fingers in too many pies, folks, and they're stretched, and it shows, in my opinion. Other people would have a totally different opinion to mine.
Yeah.
It's only my honest opinion. They lose focus regularly on one thing and the other because they've just got too many. Not only are they supporting the whole WordPress to some degree, and they've got other big plugins, they've got other SaaS-based services that they're supporting and a host of other services that they're promoting. They've just got too much going on, and it shows. Look, on to the next one, LearnPress. This is quite popular. It comes up. It's a theme, though. It's a theme with functionality built into it, and I just do not like that concept at all. But it's really popular, isn't it?
I was on an earlier live call with a different company today, and I had the same exact sentiment about a different product. Someone said, "What do you think about this theme?" And I'm like, I know that people get attracted by these themes that say, "Hey, we book your appointments, we have your courses, we walk your dog, we do all these things." I want my theme to be my global styling for my website, and I want my functions to come from plugins. I don't want to get locked into anybody's weird walled garden and have something fall out of development and not get maintained.
Yeah, it always bites you on the backside, folks. Take it. It's gospel. You want to keep the functionality with plugins and the styling, and obviously every learning management system, it should take the keys to styling to some degree from the theme, because WordPress over the last few years has become even more balkanized, as I say, with the page builders, the themes. It's got even more confusing for the average new user. But if you stay with the major page builders, Gutenberg or non-Gutenberg, and you stay with the major learning management system plugins, it will normally work out for you. I'm just not a fan. They offer a free product. They do offer a bundle, which they're highly discounting at the present moment. Normally it's $710 per year, which I think is a bit rich, but they're offering it at a tremendous discount at the present moment. And a lot of people like it because of the free product, but I just don't like, I don't know anything about the company. They're probably fantastic people. I just don't like the concept. On to the next one. Now, this one is a difficult one because it's been around a long time. I think they actually started out before LearnDash, because LearnDash started before Lifter LMS by 1 to 2 years. Might have been a little bit longer. But I think WP Courseware started before LearnDash, actually. I might be wrong, but I think they did. And they're from a company called Fly Plugins. I'm going to leave. So somebody asks you about WP Courseware. What are you going to say, Kurt?
Well, I have this problem with being honest with people, and that's going to be, I haven't looked at it in a decade. You know, to your point, it's been around for a while. And then you brought it back to my attention, not for this show, but I'd say probably a year ago, you and I had a conversation about it. And so I just kind of went back in and I was like, okay, how much has changed? How much is different? It works. It works well. I just don't have enough new experience with it to really be an expert and comment here.
It's going to be easier to set up than LearnDash and Lifter, because these are, you know, it's setting up the login, it's getting your head around. I think with LearnDash, I actually think that's a little bit more difficult than Lifter LMS, actually, the login and that.
Yeah.
There's certain parts of LearnDash, I really like its course structure and its back-end design. I like Lifter as well, but there's certain elements of LearnDash that I think if you're a learner, you're going to struggle a bit more than Lifter LMS, but other people are going to have a totally different opinion than mine on that. I'm not saying this is gospel, this is just my honest opinions, folks. And I think WP Courseware is really, really simple to get up and going, even simpler than Lifter LMS. It's just limited. It's just really limited, in my opinion. You've got much more scope to build out with Lifter LMS than what, but that's not what WP Courseware is aimed at.
No.
And also, they don't offer a free product, I'm pretty sure. It starts at $159. I just think you're better off with Lifter LMS, but you're going to, even with Lifter LMS, you're going to have to jump through a few more hoops than with WP Courseware. But in the medium long term, you're going to be happier with Lifter LMS, in my opinion. Other people would disagree with me.
Well, it's such a dichotomy type of conversation when you talk about this particular product, because part of you is like, it's stable, it's been around forever, it is an all-in-one solution, right? So WP Courseware, unlike LearnDash, right? It comes with membership functionality, it comes with content restriction tools. You can sell your courses through PayPal and credit card. It has that, and it does have some integrations available. Like, it's been around for so long that obviously when you get into more advanced features like WP Fusion, Automator WP, it's been around for so long that those recipes exist, and so you can build on it. It's just, I think, to Jonathan's point, if you're really looking for a full-featured LMS, I think Lifter is going to come with more punch.
Yeah, but it's a difficult. I know the owners, or the owners slightly. They seem really great people, and they've got a lot of legacy SEO, and they've got a lot of users, and I think they're doing okay. It's I would recommend WP Courseware with a lot more than LearnPress or Sensi, to be honest about it.
Yeah.
I would then recommend Tutor. I would then recommend LearnDash, and my top recommendation for this individual small company entrepreneur trying to build a membership website, I wouldn't have any hesitation in recommending Lifter LMS. But if they wanted to use LearnDash or Tutor, I've got no problem with it, because I think they're going to be happy with those as long as they understand. It's the membership plugin part of LearnDash and the login scenario that I think people struggle with LearnDash. With the tutor, I totally agreed with you, and I think it's because Stripe isn't available in a lot of the areas where it's very popular.
Yeah. You know, when you start describing the avatar that this show's going to, right? You were like struggling startup, you know, bootstrap, just getting going. The important thing to point out is, like, especially when you were so supportive of Lifter. Lifter, with that free core plugin, allows you to build a minimal viable product for free on top of your existing WordPress site. And the add-ons that we mentioned with Lifter are seamless. I mean, you literally buy the add-on and activate it, and you don't have to redo, reformat, change anything. So you can build your whole course out. You can build all of your membership restrictions, style everything, do everything you want to do, get it the way you want it. You could even generate revenue off the platform through a generic, Stripe application or PayPal or whatever with a button. And you could manually run people through the membership and courses just to get your first 10 or your first 20.
You don't even have to buy, actually, you don't have to buy the add-on, the Stripe add-on or the PayPal add-on.
And then once
I was going to leave you to say that. I wasn't.
Once you generate revenue and you want to automate the purchase process, then you activate that Stripe add-on or dive in on the Universe bundle, and then you can really blossom with the thing. But I think, and this is where I don't want to talk about the negative side of course building, but I see a lot of people make an investment up front and then take so long to get to market or so long to launch instead of launching an MVP. They get hooked with, the perfectionist thing, and then they don't generate revenue, and then they don't re-up.
Well, this is the beautiful thing about Lifter LMS. You've got that core thing. You can try it. There's no time restriction, and you can get, is this my cup of tea?
Yeah. Do I really want to do this or not?
I can't say that to you folks. I think it's great, but you might try it out, and you might not like it. Which is fine. But you can try, no time limit. You can try the core, you can try it on your website, blah, 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 to your heart's content, and then you can buy add-on to take the Stripe payments, and you're rock and rolling. So before we wrap this up, Kirk, is there anything that you think we haven't covered that you want to point out before you wrap up this show?
There's always something. But I think the important thing for the viewer, the listener, to think about with this particular topic is to do some due diligence, look at the links that Jonathan provides, and do a little homework, because each use case is different. Each use case is specific. And there are other alternatives to run a course other than an LMS. There's social tools out there that have courses built in. And so if you were going to do a free course and you were more focused on community rather than selling a course, the course was just an added benefit, this conversation might have missed you completely. Maybe you're thinking another channel for your main site. But if the goal was to sell a course, then I think really doing your homework, matching up your use case to what we've described, and then getting in touch and making a decision to launch would be the way to go.
There are many WordPress professionals, folks, that would bitterly disagree with what I've outlined. They would say, oh, you don't need a learning management plugin, just use MemberPress. Got no problems with MemberPress. I just totally disagree with that argument. I think it's all embracing, and I can push my comments a bit further. I'm not going to, but people got honest, different opinions. Good luck to them. That's all I've got to say. So, Kurt, what's the best way for people to find out more about you and your great knowledge?
Well, I run a company called Mañana No Mas, and so mañananomas.com is the website, and then it's a lot of my social channels too. You can always find me there.
And
but if you want to,
and you specialize in Storm, don't you?
Storm, yeah. I've really grown attached to the idea of helping enterprise clients and corporations get off of these super expensive, ugly, purpose-built SCORM websites and bringing them over to something more affordable. So that's kind of a specialty.
Yes, Kurt's become the WP Scorm man. Well, it's a great little niche. We will be back next week with another topic about marketing your membership website or some element connected to building your membership community focused website on WordPress. We like to mix up the topics. There's no point in building a great membership website if nobody can find it. You can't market it properly. So we cover all the subjects that you need to be successful in 2024 and 2025. We'll see you next week, folks. Bye.